Now, a story that almost everyone in the city can relate to: flooding. Streets and parking lots, basements, even businesses, they've all been flooded. The city's been trying to address the issue. News Director Jane Regan took a look at the issue and attended the October 30th meeting of the Flood Forum Special Committee.
It happens a lot and may become even more frequent. Somerville is a city of hills, after all, and part of it used to be a salt marsh. At a recent Somerville Museum event, historian Richard Duffy talked about how Union Square was once home to
the gone but not forgotten Miller's River. Essentially began as a freshwater stream up near Prospect Hill, and then made its way down past Somerville Ave, beyond the railroad tracks, and you can see it running right along here. All of this portion of the river, practically to the Charles River, has been covered since the late 1870s.
Finally, most of the city's 300 miles of pipes are 100 years old. No wonder flooding has been the topic of several meetings lately. Flooding can be on streets and in basements. During flash floods, it can be nasty.
When there are surcharges of the system, why am I having fecal matter in my house? Well, unfortunately, because that same pipe that's carrying that stormwater, your neighbor's flushing their toilet, it's going into that same pipe. It would cost the city about $5.3 billion to upgrade all the infrastructure within the city of Somerville.
The city's sewer system is old, and it's what they call unseparated. It mixes stormwater with sewage. That's part of the problem.
I firmly believe that eventually, it might take hundreds of years, that Somerville is going to have to eventually be separated. It may not be in any of our lifetimes, but if we're going in and doing a project such as Union Square, such as Lower Broadway, these projects, we hope they have a lifespan of 100 years.
Until the entire system can be separated, officials promise to address flooding causes little by little. Maintenance to sewer pipes will continue. Large new developments will pay an extra fee that can be used for improvements, and aldermen hope to change the rules on how much impervious surface is allowed.
You know, even if there were not another inch of concrete and asphalt laid on our city today, the flash floods that we're getting are going to continue, and I think probably get worse, just because I think the weather's going to get worse. The estimates I've seen are 70% of the city are, covered with impermeable surfaces, and I feel like this is a matter of great urgency. So, Cambridge is doing it now, and I want to know how fast can we do it.
There are projects in motion in a few neighborhoods, and a 15-year capital improvement plan is in the works.
Unfortunately, these are not projects that happen overnight, and I think that's where a lot of the frustration comes in.
I actually thought the meeting was wonderful. We were looking for how this problem is going to be addressed, and as you can see, it's going to be attacked from a number of different angles. So yeah, $5.3 billion, but if you begin to break it down in chunks with, and some funding coming from various sources, and we're attacking it from all angles. So not just attacking it in terms of the long-term separation of water and sewer, which we know is that huge piece that's hanging over our head, but all the smaller pieces that go along with that.
Somerville definitely doesn't have $5.3 billion lying around. Will fixing bits and chunks be enough? And what about Union Square, which is going to be redeveloped? After all, that's where Miller's River used to rise 5 feet every day. We'll be following this issue. For Somerville Neighborhood News, I'm Jane Regan.